What's up, everyone? Justin with Is It Scary Wisconsin, and tonight I want to talk about 3 haunts we lost recently in Wisconsin. Now, whether it was lack of actors, lack of volunteers, or just the fact that these are really expensive and take a shit ton of time to put on, here's 3 haunts we lost recently in Wisconsin. Number 1, the morgue. Now, can I tell you the specific reason that the morgue closed? No, I can't. But I will speculate that it was lack of volunteers / actors after their final season. The last time we went through, the last year they were open when we went through, the majority of the actors at the morgue were in fact young. I'm talking early high school or even middle school actors and volunteers. Now, while that is acceptable to some degree, your entire haunt cannot be staffed by kids if you're hoping to have adults come to your establishment and take it seriously. So the morgue was one haunt that we lost. As I glanced back here, I saw Terror on the, and I literally was like, Terror on the Fox? We didn't lose Terror on the Fox. No, Terror on the Trail, or maybe it was Trail of Terror. I'm actually not 100% what it was called, but it was one of those two, and it was in Oconto, Wisconsin. Now again, is it lack of actors? Is it lack of consistency? Is it lack of ability to commit to putting this on? What was the reason that this haunt went out of business? Because when you go and you look at the reviews for this haunted attraction, wow, were they terrible. And they did not reflect the experience that we had. In fact, Gage and I were both talking the other day about how Terror on the Trail, Trail of Terror in Oconto, Wisconsin, was actually one of the better off-the-wall haunts. And I think it's run actually by a high school organization, not certain. It was one of the better off-the-wall haunts that we had been to, with very, very animated actors, good jump scares, and even a creepy, light touching rule at the haunt. Terror on the Trail, Trail of Terror, Oconto, is another haunt that we lost recently, and the one that I would say hits the hardest, because again, it was another one of those haunts, like the Trail of Terror, Terror on the Trail, that I've only ever been to once. Haunted Mansion in Brussels, Wisconsin. Now, I have to say this. I did have some pretty sharp criticisms of this haunt, and there were even a few health code or danger code violations that I noticed on the bus there and back. But really, none of that is either here nor there. The actual haunted attraction itself was really fucking good. And I mean really good. I remember going through, I went with Jared and his new girlfriend at the time, Sarah. They've now been dating for 3 or 4 years. And she said, oh, there's this haunt in Brussels where I'm from. It's called the Haunted Mansion. So I looked it up. We went and checked it out. And I think it was like 20 some or 30 some bucks a person. And you got like 2 or 3 different haunted events for that price of admission. And I remember walking out of that haunt and going, guys, this was awesome. It was some of the most fun I've ever had at a haunted event. And again, it was put on by Southern Door High and the volunteers. So you look at something like that, and you look at how many people and how much prep and how much money it takes to put on something like that. And you look at how many of these high school and these volunteer haunts fall by the wayside. And that's all you need to know. This shit is expensive, and it is usually a labor of passion and love. Rarely, unless you're one of the big corporate branded or have been around forever haunted houses, rarely do you see yourself turn a profit. And if you do, consider yourself very, very lucky. So 3 haunts we lost in Wisconsin recently: the Morgue, Terror on the Trail / Trail of Terror, and Haunted Mansion in Brussels, which I do have to give an extra special shout out. God, I wish they would bring that haunt back. It was fantastic. I am Justin with Is It Scary Wisconsin. Can you think of any other haunted attractions that we've lost in Wisconsin recently? Make sure you like the video. If you enjoy these little off-season videos that we do, be sure you're subscribed here so you never miss a Wisconsin haunted attraction review. And I will see you right here next time. But there's one question we want answered. Is it scary, Wisconsin?